Thank you.
Okay, slow down.
Okay, I need to organize my brain first. So,
Oh, welcome to the Gathering of Tribes Winter Solstice Team Update. What have we achieved in the past week?
all right, so let's take it in order. Land first. So we now have 4 lands, I guess, in the potential yeses list. We need to go and visit them. So there is Circle Permaculture, there is Quinta das Paspas. We're waiting for an answer from the DNA gathering, and we're waiting for feedback from Tom on the Boho land, which is close to Castro Branco. Plus
And
this.
we also have options, right? The land the Boa Vida guys might introduce us to, and Mauricio, who is working on a 420 hectare land, but that one will not be bought until spring, summer. So it's probably too tight for us. But still, 420 hectares, but by Montemor Onovo, so amazing location.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm thinking, yes, and there was also still the option that Aterra was mentioning last time, but it's also still a bit vague and they don't own the land, so we could go visit it though. I think it will depend on whether they organize a large event there in the spring, in which case there would be decent infrastructure in place. Okay.
So lots of options. We're working hard on it. I'm sure we'll find the right place. It will find us, but still work in progress.
Yeah. Communications. We have a new website and we have received loads of feedback on it.
On the invitation, and we've also integrated a whole chunk of the feedback to make it look better. I think, yeah, and we are working with the no budget, and we're doing it ourselves. And given that, I think it's absolutely amazing. Thank you, Audrey. It's a beautiful site. That Canva comes out. I think it's okay on mobile. You need to zoom in to use some things, but pinch and zoom easy enough. I think given the amount of time effort we've invested in, the result is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I think it's getting to the good enough for now level.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm mostly very happy that we have something that we deem good enough to send out into the world. I think it's really helped with outreach efforts. And now I have more time to start working on the actual website, right? Because this also is coming and will be nice. And I'm particularly excited / I really see the importance of starting to put some camps pages up, because I think that's going to be really key in people understanding what it is we're talking about when we're saying camp, to understand the ticket structure and so on and so forth. So I think in the new year, when the website architecture is set up, maybe I'll have already onboarding incubation meetings with Eternal Forest, Region Tribe, the other ones that have committed, so we can start.
And for people that are interested, we're running the website all on WordPress just because it's out there. It runs on our server that we already own. And so if anybody knows WordPress well and would like to help out, would love some hands with that. Otherwise, I just do it all myself, which will be slow. But yeah.
Yeah, so staying on communications, we had our last webinar of 2023. It was a small room, but really nice, very interesting questions. Yeah, the recording is up on YouTube already, so that's available for all to see. And we're working now on the calendar of online events for 2024, which are going to be quite a lot more. So I think it's nice if we continue the open webinars at least once a month in the new year. it's a good open space for people to just jump in and understand what this is about and connect with the vision. But then we're going to start working on the more focused conversations on specific region themes. We're going to have
Most importantly, the camp incubator.
yeah, the camping
Maybe
as
how
well.
many camps do we have committed now?
6,
Uh,
I think.
yeah.
Something
So
like
I think, yeah, the next few weeks will focus on like converting the first dozen, getting the commitments from the first dozen camps so we can get the camp incubator going.
yeah, nice. Okay, that's that. Should we talk about outreach a bit?
Yes.
Outreach. I feel like the past month we've been, yeah, it's really taken a different level. I'm amazed at the resonance that I hear in the people I speak to, honestly. Still, I say that every week, but yeah. Spoke to a lot of people are very interested. As we said, people get it. When they get it, they get it, and we don't even need to do that much talking, right? They just understand it. And then what I've noticed, which is fascinating, is how if they get it, they connect with the concept in a way that they don't really care that much about the details yet. They're like, sure, whatever, we'll build a camp, it doesn't matter, but understand that their presence in that space is what matters. And then we will just play with the details later. So it's quite cool. So, I mean, our Airtable is close to 300 organizations now. I feel like
Tribes.
free.
Tribes.
Tribe, sorry.
Because
Uh,
some are organizations, some are communities, some are DAOs. We have
yeah.
yeah, the more I play with it, the more I feel excited about how people will take this idea of tribe and play with it, right? Like just today, I had an idea. It would be really cool for somebody releasing some kind of a major book to organize a camp for the tribe that's gathering around the book. As you know, it made me conscious of it because as you pointed out, you know, I always go around, not always, but like every few years I have a book that's like important to me and I'm trying to get lots of people to read because then we have the shared language and all of this. So now I'm back to the art of gathering, which I'm promoting to everybody. I was on the Dawn of Everything 2 years ago, but it would be just so cool having around a deep book like this that's really foundational. You know, 7, 8 years ago, a lot of us rallied around reinventing organizations. There was definitely a tribe around reinventing organizations. There was a beautiful energy. So that's definitely a tribe, and that would make for a great camp. And I'm sure there's 101 other different ways of interpreting tribe as a group of people who associate together. So yeah, I hope people play with it.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Should we share our highlights on outreach? I have a few that just came in the past 10 days that are worth mentioning, I think. I
Yeah, please.
was super excited about my conversation with Gabriela, who is in Costa Rica right now and is really connecting with the vision of the event and wants to bring a whole tribe from Latin America. She's involved in quite a few projects, including Momentum and Project Ka, which is a upcoming eco village there, I think in Costa Rica or Nicaragua. So really, really, yeah, really excited to hear the resonance from that side of the planet. I had beautiful conversations with Stefan from Evolute 6, who, yeah, was super inspiring. So they're thinking about potentially bringing the Gathering of Tribes as part of their accelerator program for entrepreneurs and investors, which would be super exciting. I had a really nice talk as well with Thomas, who is going to bring the Convergence camp, which will be around tech for the planet and basically building a camp around product testing and design. I think very cool as well. Yeah, those are the key ones. I think there's more, but yeah. You?
So from my side, certainly the Garden of Life one, the one they came by my house and I spent an afternoon with them last week. That was nice. And talked about their project. They're building a very amazing village or they're in the plans to buy a land to build a very cool village in Portugal. I've been talking and really networking and thinking how to bring in the right players from the Web3 space. Because even though not everybody there outside of regenerative finance uses the regenerative word, for me, they are a crucial infrastructure part of building the new earth. And whole separate conversation, but been talking to the people behind Refi DAO, making connections there. Gustavo, of course, the craziest conversations I had with Religio DAO and Spirit DAO, religion on the blockchain. But, they're actually very grounded people that are trying to come up with a modern synthesis of traditional wisdoms and figure out how these new tools fit into it. So it's an incredible exploration. And today I had a brilliant call with, let me not mess up the name. I haven't memorized it yet.
Bren?
Wamotopia,
Ah,
which is a distributed festival. They did their first one last year in China. This year they're in Chiang Mai, so huge digital nomad hub. They're also distributed. They also do camps based on, also inspired by Burning Man. So it's very cool. I talked with, I don't know, the founder, one of the people there, and it's very exciting what they're doing. And yeah, I'm really excited to connect with the Asian regenerative ecosystem as well.
yeah. Sorry, and you
I
remind
think,
me of. Sorry, go.
yeah, I just wanted to say, I think, whilst we're in Europe, I think maybe not so many people will be able to travel from Asia or from China or from North America. But even if there is small camps, and we are this place where people from around the world interact, even if it's just small delegations, I think they'll be very impactful and very powerful. Very.
I I agree. Yeah, so other side of the world, one also very inspiring conversation I had was earlier this week with Natalie, who is based in California and very connected to the new spirituality ecosystem there. So writing books and giving a lot of conferences on how to bring together regeneration and spirituality in the new earth. Super interesting stuff. So she's really connected to the event as well and very motivated to bring a whole bunch of people and introduce us on this side of the
What's her
planet.
tribe?
Huh?
What's her tribe? Tribe?
Her tribe is, well, she has this concept. She wrote a bunch of books called Ensoulment. So I guess this would be her tribe. Ensoulment. Yeah, I guess it's kind of halfway between psychology, healing practices, and spirituality. But fascinating because she's also a very grounded person. So interesting, interesting people lining up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing books coming out. I was just made aware, let me find, because again, I don't want to mess it up. Relation, a new book by David J. It was in a community call I was at. Relationality, how moving from transactional to transformational relationships can transform our lonely world. Definitely want to talk to him and invite him and his book tribe to the gathering.
Nice.
We live in amazing times.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of this, I also had the beautiful conversation with Jake Yeager. You remember you introduced me to him? He was doing the
Yes, 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 the non-duality coaching.
non-duality coaching, and he's part of the Greater Than tribe, I guess, right? Also very, very interested in how the gathering of tribes can hold this space between spirituality and everything else, right? Which is usually very sort of fenced off. So
I really like him because he comes off like as just like this. I don't want to make it sound insulting, but I work at the post office, kind of like normal guy, not like this new age hippie thing, but he's very far out there in his thinking.
Yeah, to me, he comes across as a Buddhist monk more than a postman, but I feel no, you mean yeah, yeah, super interesting thinking as well. So yeah, I mean, and much more, but I think that's already a good download of the outreach efforts.
Yeah.
No, go for it.
Yeah, no, no. I wanted to move on to the app. I think with outreach, and then we're following up with lots of people in the list, getting the camps to commit. Deepal is doing good work on regenerative tourism. Lots coming from there. I don't know if regenerative agriculture is coming onto stream yet, but we definitely need to boot up those things, those
I'm
two.
Yeah,
On
I'm started to work on regenerative agriculture and reforestation in France with the French ecosystem a little bit. I don't have anything concrete yet because it's harder given the setup in France to communicate this, but yeah, coming.
I think at the start of next year, it might be great to translate our page to Spanish, French.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, it's worth it, I think.
Those languages is that I know the Spanish are less generally open to English, and also they're close, they're within driving distance of the festival. And similarly, the French, right?
Yeah.
So I think as nearby and geographically accessible, I think, and we can probably like use automatic translation and they get somebody from the community to fix it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. DeepL is really good and yeah. Cool.
Okay, quick report on the app.
Please.
So we are continuing to wait to see if we'll get a grant for Daniel to work on this. And I'm networking and connecting with lots of people making apps around the community matching, et cetera, space to figure out some way where all of this stuff can interoperate at an easy, lightweight level. So whoever is working on apps for events, community, that kind of stuff, talk to me and let's all somehow coordinate around some kind of an open data model, open data flows, something. So we don't have people duplicating each other's stuff and this stuff can interoperate flexibly. You know, I was talking with Ren from the Chiang Mai conference, and it was like, yeah, you know, we're the regenerative ecosystem. Can we show a way of building this stuff collaboratively from the start and in an interoperable way? Yeah, to show that we can do better, right? Not wait for one big player like Facebook to go up and then everybody, you know, clusters around its APIs like little things around a pyramid, but like we all build the ecosystem together.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to talk to what you worked on around, well, Discord or more the, I guess, decision of Discord being the central point of this whole
Well,
architecture?
I think we made this decision a while ago
Yeah, sure.
and we've been testing it, right? So we've been dog fooding Discord for now to see whether it works for us. But the thinking technologically is that we're going to have a 5-day event with 1,000 people that need to be able to not just all talk over each other, but talk in private groups, talk in their camps, talk in their tribes. And this is not manageable in Telegram. And also, it's going to be reliable and work, right? I've been writing software for 30 years, and I don't want to be responsible for the back servers of the most critical piece of infrastructure of the festival, right? If we use Discord, which is reliable and works on many devices and blah, 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 even if our app crashes, you still have Discord to chat on. I mean, you can just also look around and talk to people around you. There is that physical option. You will not be lost, but there will always be Discord. So that that sense of reliability and resilience, to me, it's crucial. Also, there is a lot of energy around it. It has APIs. More and more, the Web3 world is using it. There's more and more bots plugging in for doing different things. So it's starting to become this ecosystem where humans and the machines interact as equals,
Yeah.
or interact and support. And I can see plugging in, I don't know if you have the image that I sent, if you can screen share it. Do you have it?
Yeah.
I put it in Discord of we have a lot of different, different information flows.
Oh, it's
So no Zoom.
no.
Doesn't matter. So we want to send notifications, for example, of things being uploaded to YouTube, things happening, but we don't want to swamp people with it. And in Discord, you can very easily join or leave particular groups. So it will enable us to create a strong data flow, but enable people to plug into what they want to plug into. So before the event, people don't have to use it. I think probably maybe the camp builders will be on there, but during the event, it just makes sense. Again, if people don't use it, you can just come to the festival without a phone, wander around, and you'll have an amazing time anyways. But also this sending of connections and region match is already working on Telegram, right?
No, that's Region Tribes Mic Boat, I think. It's
Is
different
that
from
not region match? That's a
no,
different thing.
Region Match is the startup of Simon Grant.
Oh gosh, I gotten confused already.
Yeah.
Sorry
No,
about
but
that.
it's fine. I think it's just interesting because one of the things we were talking about was the fact that there's already 3 or 4 initiatives that are more or less around the same topic, right? So we're trying to approach it from a different angle and sort of complement rather than duplicate, of course, but it will be interesting to watch all of those things working together in the same space. And I think we will, straight away see which one fills what need. Yeah.
So the goal, from a software design point of view, the goal is, as always, to create a system where different people can plug in small actions that complement the whole bigger ecosystem. In Unix, there was the building philosophy of Unix that everything worked on text, and you just had little programs that you passed bits of text in between. Here we have the graph of tribe camp membership and the connections, as well as attendance to activities and stuff. So yeah, the goal is to make it open, to get to have the data open, but also what I realize is to have the updates and notifications flowing.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, the thing that's really cool about the app is this how it links to connecting for action, right? We were talking about how we can measure the action and how people can enter their commitments to develop a partnership with X or speak to Y or go check out what Z is doing. And I think that's the real.
Yep. Uh, so that's the Pulse app. There's 2 key actions, verbs that it supports. One is, there's looking at the schedule, then there is publishing. I'm here, like micro meetup, real-time meetup publishing. I'm here, I'd like to talk about regenerative leadership. I'll be here for half an hour. I'm under the big tree. And then there is publishing connections. And as I mentioned before, for me, the interesting thing is how can we use social tribe support for actually following up on these connections. And that's where publishing the connections to Discord So I really see Discord as, when events are happening, updates are posted, when people make connections, things are posted. It will be thriving and buzzing with the semantic layer of what's actually happening during the gathering.
Mm-mm. Yeah, exciting. Okay, what else? Legal. I wonder if there's a call for action there, or are we?
On financial fiscal hosting, we're still
Yeah.
friends to come back to us, I guess.
Yeah.
And some of it will depend on the land. Our hope is that the land can acquire the license for
Yes.
the owners. If they can't, then we'll have to think about what to do otherwise.
Yeah. Well, and I guess the key interesting point to bring is your wish to be able to set up a legal structure that allows for exit to community, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think that anything you can do with that, right? If whatever the owners agree, at this point, I'm just trying to go for the least hassle effort and long-term running cost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, somebody's creative in that area.
Sure. Okay. Is that it? I mean, a lot more, but I think that's good enough.
Council updates?
Yeah, council updates. Amazing meeting with Rob this week about the council of the gathering. Was really nice to align. Dive a bit deeper in the vision. I mean, not much has changed. We just talked a little bit more about specifically what structure the council was going to take, which will be probably the general layer of the council that will govern the whole event will meet every day for X amount of time, probably an hour, and will be made.
Morning check-in, yeah.
Sorry?
Morning check-in, yeah, 1 hour.
Check in, yeah, and will be made up of leaders, elected leaders from each camp. Obviously, will be on a voluntary basis, so it's going to be interesting to experiment with how people respond to that mode of governance, I guess. We're having conversations about whether the structure will be fully matriarchal or not. This
Are
is
we? No, we're not having conversation. We're testing.
we're testing.
So far, nobody that I've talked to is said like outright no. That's actually nobody has even been against it. Maybe
No,
I just sell it well, but
yeah, no, what I had in response was silence and then like soft nods on their head, which I think is a
so
big
I
yes.
think the important thing there in the way that I've talked and thought through it is all of the gathering is intended as an experimentation of technologies for building the new world. And we're not saying that this is going to be the gathering forever, is going to be a matriarchal council. Like, for example, Rob had a great idea of an Iroquois model where the women choose the men who are in the council, and maybe we'll try that another year. So I think there needs to be a degree of playfulness and experimentation. And, it's a meaningful enough container that there will be it's not just like a play workshop exercise, right? We have 5 days of 1,000 people to organize. At the same time, it's not forever, and it's not so critical that it will, ruins anybody's life permanently. So I think it's an interesting, meaningful, but not not mission critical, so to speak, a vessel to experiment with. Because again, the mission critical stuff, meaning toilets, fire safety, licensing, stuff like this, we take care of. So we're really creating a safe playground for everybody to play with. And I think it's great. And I think the addition that you made of women with an X, which is,
Self-identified women.
yeah, I think it's interesting. And yeah, I mean, let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the council, because like you say, there is no power over relationships in this whole thing, right? Other than the usual peer pressure, etc. But we don't want to use that negatively. So I think the council should feel, you know, I'm an anarchist. The council should feel useful and people should want to come and participate in it.
Yeah.
Right? Which means there needs to be a degree of fun, curiosity, interest. Yeah, I mean, I haven't made a final, there hasn't been a final decision made, but for me, all of the council deliberations should be open so everybody can listen in, stand around, so fishbowl style. And yeah, you know, like we've all read all of these books and about matriarchal societies. Here's our chance. You get to live in a matriarchal society for 5 days.
Can see what happens. Yeah, and I'm very interested to see what happens outside of this overall Council of the Gathering, meaning whether camps want to experiment with it for the duration of the gathering, whether this comes up as a space to solve issues and so on and so forth. Because it can be multi-layered, right? It's not just this circle.
Exactly. I mean, it's a invitation / provocation to conversation and thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's good for today. It's been long.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. See you next Friday.